Hey guys, so I'm going to be casting another one of these old replays from 2020 Sam. This was I think the same day, or it was before the other replay. And for some reason I'm obsessed with TVZ. I think it's my favorite matchup. I think it's everybody's favorite matchup. Definitely the best matchup in StarCraft 2 IMO. Anyway, so this is me, EmPeror, from 3 years ago. Bottom right with this happy-go-lucky, very optimistic Carbot, whatever, decal. And this is sOs, but he's Zerg on the NA server in Diamond tier. So for those of you that don't know, sOs is a Korean pro gamer, or not this guy obviously, but sOs is the ID of a Korean pro gamer. And he's actually plays Protoss, and he's known for being he has lots of very off the wall builds, very just, unpredictable, does crazy things, but very successful in his time. He kind of fell off. I think he went to the military. I think he might be back now, but actually a world champion in 2015, I want to say 2014, somewhere around there. Uh, Played against. I remember the finals because he played against Jadon, who very famous Zerg player in Brood War, switched over to StarCraft 2, was somewhat successful, really successful in that one World Championships, but fell to sOs as Protoss. Anyway, this obviously is not the same guy because he's in Diamond and he's playing Zerg and he's on an A, but yeah. Okay, so let's look at what I'm doing. So this was something I would do a lot, and I think this is pretty good on this map because this is one of those easy third base maps, or obvious third base maps. Like, you're not going to take this, it's too easy to push, so you're always going to take this. So you send your scouting SCV, and we just have this block it. And then, wait a minute. I'm actually going to go back, because, no, I'm not going. I hate going back. I swear I saw my Reaper go across, and then it must have went back for God knows what reason. But if I had brought my Reaper up, I would have been able to block this. Anyway, going for a normal Hellion opener. And I think this was the era where I did not go for 3cc build. And probably because I don't really know Terran builds very well. Let's see, this looks like Banshee. I think at this time I was never very good at the Hellion opener, but I think my 2-on-1s were pretty solid. But it looks like I know the build to some degree. Or am I gonna go for a Viking? I'll go for a Liberator. I don't think this is like a real build nowadays. Now obviously, like, I'm pretending like I'm so smart nowadays, but I've really just watched a Euthermal video or a Hero Marine video, and I think I know. I think the build you're supposed to go is you go for a Viking and then a Liberator. You don't just go for a Liberator by itself. And it looks like it's just gonna fly through this anyway. And I really need to be getting a 3rd CC pretty soon, or this build is gonna be very tough. Or this game is gonna be tough. Keep on building Hellions. This guy goes for Overlord speed, scouts, everything. Okay, I'm going for a 3rd. So, at the end of the world, Marine starts stim. Just goes for a reactor. Very normal. I think this looks very similar to my normal build, except I go for a 3rd CC. I go for 3rd CC instead of a 2nd refinery. Okay. I kind of want to see what I build off of this, or do I just switch it off? Because I kind of feel like this is a little bit too early. So I'm rotating around with these. And you can see from the other game I played against, you know, I had that kind of pressure roach build, and I'm kind of at the MMR where if I get cheesed, or if I cheese the opponent, we're not very good at handling the cheese and macroing and doing our build, right? But you can see that when I'm not pressured, I don't make those same mistakes as I would in the other game. So I think this opener is pretty fine for me. Like, his creep's okay for, you know, this diamond tier. I killed a drone there, I killed some lings. Getting up to 5 racks, and I think as Terran, this is the hardest part of the game. You need to get your 3rd base built. You need to get your double E base. You need to get up to 5 racks, and you need to do all these like add-on switches, right? And then you also need to move this over to here and move these guys. Look, I have 20. I need to move like a bunch of SUVs down to here. And I think my refineries are late. I think I'll have issues with medevac production, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, seems like a pretty good start for me. Let's see, do I have combat shields or did I forget it? So I need to start combat shields soon. Hopefully. I'm going for mines, which is good, smart. Doing pretty darn good on supply. He's taking his 4th. And honestly, this feels like a pretty slow game. I mean, you'd think a Zerg would have their 4th up by 7 minutes in a game nowadays, but I'm not the best with timings, to be honest with you. Looks like I've started combat shields, started my armory at a decent timing. It's gonna be pretty close to on time. Got my 5 racks. So nowadays, what I would probably want to do is I take my 4th base whenever I have 400 minerals while I'm macroing, and then I go for 3 more. Well, okay, sorry, my bad. I go for a 2nd factory, either here or I like to do it in the main. 4th base, 3 more racks, and then you're kind of golden. You're kind of set for the rest of the game. Pickup, good pickup micro, and I think I'm in a pretty solid position here. Like, I didn't even notice, but the Zerg only has 58 drones? What's he been doing? He's on... Excuse me. He is floating 1,200 resources. He just built 12 drones, and he's going for a hive. So, I have a bad feeling about this game, because for a long time, I've been pretty scared of this type of army, right? He's got a lot of Banes, and if you take a bad fight against Banes, like even this army looks kind of scary as Terran, but look at my army, right? Like, I just have to do like 2 mediocre splits, and I wreck this, right? But if I don't fight, and if I lose my whole army, like, if I just pick up here, it's actually bad. Like, okay, yeah, that was a good fight. Okay. So now, I punished his lack of army production, and I should be able to get some solid damage here, because Hydra's... He has 1-1-1. So he actually took a decent fight here, but it's not good enough because I have stim and medevacs. I don't know. I think I'm stimming a little bit too much. Be good if I brought these guys up, but I think I'm doing enough damage. Like, if you reset the whole army, as long as I bring these guys forward at a decent timing. And he's only on 4 base. I have 20 more SCVs. My 4th is done and floating. I'm in a very good position this game, I think. 60 supply up. Starport, starport. That's good. I think it's a mistake not to go for a double fact, or at least 2 facts. At least build 1 more fact is what I'm trying to say, and then end up with 2 facts. I just finished 2-2. Let's see. I should get this back to production. And he has 12 Hydras and nothing. How does this game go on for longer than this? God forbid I lose this game. Just take another 4th here. He has... what is this? 12 plus 7, so 19 drones sitting here. He's on 69 drones. I'm maxed out. Please tell me I A-move him. He's 32 army supply. I mean, the thing is, I don't really need to be doing anything here. I'm taking a 5th. Let's see. I could probably... yeah, banelings are very important for the Zerg army, aren't they? But it looks like this army is going to cancel or kill his new 4th, so... yeah, this is really hard for him to win at this point. Finishing this, I should be building like 3 more CCs. I should be building some on location as well, here and here. Yeah, he should be dead, but like... not having a second factory feels kind of bad. You know, it is interesting. It looks very similar, like the unit compositions nowadays. Like, Hydraling Bane is still very popular. That said, for all you Zerg players out there, you should not be building this many Hydras. Your focus should always be Ling Bane. And then you just want, like, I don't know, 10 Hydras at most. How am I losing this fight? You kind of just want the Hydras to focus the medevacs and just provide a little extra DPS. But your #1 focus should always be Ling Bane, because that's what actually beats my medevac on that. Hydras are just like constant damage poking medevac sort of situation. Alright, now the game is actually over. I killed his 4th again. He never retook this. I think from the Zerg perspective, you should be taking... you should just double expand. Like, I back off here, right, and I go this direction. You retake this, and you retake this. And then if I come through here, you have this base. If I kill this again, you have that, right? And then I think a very powerful maneuver on Zerg is to, you know, you get your 4th base up. You get enough units based off of that. And then you want to split your army into 2. You want to have 1 army here, 1 army here. That way you can defend both bases. And you really don't need that much to defend Marine Mine, right? Like once they have a decent amount of mines, it gets tougher. But oh, I went for Liberator transition. 8 lives, Jesus. Yeah, this is pretty toxic for me. Good to see me win a game. So I guess once they have mines, you have to micro a bit. But if it's just pure marine, like if they like try and harass the side, you don't really need that much Ling Bane in order to just say, you know, leave. So I think this is pretty well played on my part. I think nowadays I would still go for the Liberators, but I'd like kind of incrementally send them out to harass. That said, against these lurkers, I think it's fine to use them as part of the army. Just Liberators are really good at forcing lurkers out, saying you cannot be in this circle. Let's see. I've now taken all of my own bases except for this one. Let's see. I think I've done pretty well at maneuvering my SUVs around. I've got a solid bank. I mean, the only crime in this game is that I have not finished him yet. This game did not need to last this long, but I've always been a player that kind of likes to play with my food, so to speak. And you know, sometimes that comes back to bite you. It's definitely possible. That was a good pull out by me, actually. But even then, these are all just 1 or 2 Hydra hits away. Very optimistic place for this guy. This should be when he leaves. I guess he got a lot of the Hydras, but yeah, that's it. That's the game. If I remember right, this game lasts like 3 more minutes. I guess he's tilted at this point too. He's probably tilted because I haven't killed him yet. When I play League, I take solace in the fact that like I managed to survive longer than I think they should have been able to kill me, you know? But like when you watch it from the enemy's perspective, in this case my perspective, it's like, nah, they were just playing with you the whole time. Oh man. I don't, yeah. I mean, it doesn't, like, the meta doesn't feel that much different. Like, obviously, Lurker Hydra is weird, right? But yeah, definitely Lurkers are still a thing you see all the time. You know, I do think I mean, this is not the right time to mention this, but I do think my Marine micro was probably better back then. I had really good stutter stepping. But, you know, I think I had good stutter stepping, but like an important thing with like large ranged armies is you want to like spread them out into arcs so that you can you know, you can, I don't fully understand the like physics of it in the game, but the better of an arc you have, the more damage you're gonna do, and then especially against units like lurkers or tanks, colossus, like the more spread out your units are, the you know, the better you're gonna be. It's just like an A move, and lurkers do pretty well against it. Nice stutter step, and he should be leaving now. He didn't even kill the space. I haven't really been falling, but I must have been harassing a decent amount. Taking the space now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, at least I was able to win one 3 years ago. Well, thanks guys for watching, and that was EmPeror versus fake SOS Zerg in NA. Adios.